The Menendez Brothers murder case is a chilling and captivating story that unfolded in the 1990s, promising to shatter the perfect facade of a wealthy Beverly Hills family. This notorious case involves two brothers, Lyle and Eric Menendez, who grabbed national attention with their shocking crime and subsequent trials. The case not only details the heinous events, but also raises questions about family dynamics, abuse, wealth, and the criminal justice system.
Beverly Hills emergency.
Yes, police.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me?
Someone killed my parents.
What? Who? Are they still there?
Yes.
The people...
No.
Were they shot?
Hey, man,
Were they shot?
Yes.
They were shot?
Yes.
102 response, 722 North Elmore.
What happened? Hey, stay there, man!
I have a hysterical person on. We're trying to get screened further. Other units responding. Is the person still there?
What happened? We have units around. What happened? Who shot who?
I don't hear anything. I just came home.
You came home and found who shot?
My mom and dad. You know if they're still in the house, the people that did the shooting. Get away from them.
Okay. Hey, let me talk to Eric. Who is the person that was shot?
My mom and my dad.
Your mom and dad?
My mom and my dad.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, we're on our way over there with the ambulance.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay.
Oh.
Hello, this is police department.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to come outside. Okay, just come out the front door and
my brother.
On the evening of August 20th, 1989, the Menendez family home was rocked by a brutal murder that shocked the community and grabbed headlines across the nation. Jose Menendez, a wealthy entertainment executive, and his wife, Kitty, were found brutally shot to death in their home. Initially, the police believed that the killings were connected to organized crime, as Jose had ties to the mafia due to his business deals. However, as the investigation unfolded, an alternate theory began to emerge. Lyle and Eric Menendez, the two sons of the murdered couple, soon became embroiled in the investigation as crucial details about their lives came to light. Lyle, 21 years old at the time, and Eric, 18, initially portrayed themselves as grieving sons traumatized by the loss of their parents. However, evidence soon revealed a different story. The brothers began splurging on lavish purchases, including luxury sports cars and expensive watches, which raised suspicions among friends and family. As the police delved deeper into the case, they discovered a web of dark secrets within the Menendez family. The brothers claimed that their parents were abusive, particularly their father, Jose. They alleged that they lived in a constant state of fear, enduring emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. The defense painted a grim picture of the Menendez household, presenting a timeline of years of abuse. They alleged that the brothers had no other choice but to kill their parents in self-defense, fearing for their own lives. They argued that the murder was a desperate act of survival against years of torment. The case took an unexpected turn when an anonymous tipster alerted the police to Lyle's confession in a therapy session. Lyle confessed to the brutal murders, revealing that he and Eric planned and executed the crime together. The brothers admitted to shooting their parents multiple times with shotguns, aiming for the crucial parts of their bodies to ensure death. After the murders, they meticulously staged the crime scene to make it appear like a mob hit. In the subsequent trials, which took place separately, the Menendez brothers were tried for first-degree murder.
Now, when you got back to the house, what did you do?
I went into the room where my parents were.
Would you back up a little? Why did you do that?
I don't know. I just couldn't stop myself. I was just drawn to the room I didn't really want to go in, but I could not go in.
And when you did go in, how did it affect you, if at all?
It affected me. I just started crying a lot harder. At one point I started to scream. It was awful, and I couldn't handle what I was seeing.
Do you recall hearing the 9/11 tape that was played?
Yes.
Were you in the room with your brother when he was calling the police?
No.
Were you on the same floor of the house?
No.
Where were you when, to the best of your knowledge, your brother was calling the police?
I believe I was in the den. I mean, I don't know exactly at what point he was on the phone with the police. I assume when he went upstairs. But after he went upstairs, I went back to the den.
You had been in the den. Did he come and get you?
Yes.
Did he get you out of there?
Yeah.
And did he go upstairs?
Yes.
And you went back in?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
After he went back upstairs, after he went upstairs, what did you do?
I went back in the den.
And you don't know why?
No.
Were the lights still on?
Yes.
And when had the lights been put on?
When we were picking up the shells.
You called the police?
Call the police.
Is that the 911 tape that's been played here in
Right.
court?
Right.
And on that tape, you're crying.
Yes.
Was that real?
Yes.
Why were you crying?
Why?
What was upsetting you?
Just the shock. Just not believing that this was happening to me. And that my parents were dead. And that I was about to call the police. And, just, yeah, it's really hard to describe the weekend and the stress and the fear and nervousness and caving in feelings. I was really marginal throughout as it got closer to what actually happened. And by then I was just really raw and just crying for crying's sake. I don't know. Crumbling.
The defense laid out their case, arguing that they had suffered years of abuse and feared for their lives, using expert witnesses and compelling testimony from friends and family to support their claims. On the other hand, the prosecution portrayed the brothers as cold-blooded killers who perpetrated a premeditated crime to inherit their parents' fortune. The highly publicized trials gripped the nation as the events unfolded before a captivated audience.
You portrayed yourself as being very upset to the police when they got there, right?
No, that's why I went there, because we were crying. I was upset. I mean, by the time I talked to the officer a little later, I wasn't crying. And I wasn't trying to fake it. And I wasn't trying to, put on an act or anything like that. I was just feeling what I was feeling.
You wanted to get away with it, right?
We really weren't thinking in those terms. And we weren't thinking in terms of... We were just basically thinking that we'd shot our parents and that this was horrible, and that if, I just couldn't tell the police that, and that I did not want to then have to tell them why and explain everything about my family. And neither of us did, and we were pretty firm about that. And I mean, we knew that they could easily figure it out, and we didn't know anything about how they investigate things, and they might figure it out right away. But until they did, they didn't want to volunteer it.
The defense hoped to secure a verdict of manslaughter due to the alleged abuse, while the prosecution aimed for convictions on first-degree murder charges. Ultimately, the juries in both trials were deadlocked, resulting in mistrials. During the second trials, the defense faced an uphill battle and was unable to sway the jury. In 1996, the brothers were found guilty of first-degree murder and were sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The Menendez Brothers murder case remains a source of fascination and debate, raising many questions about the justice system's treatment of claims of abuse and the limits of self-defense. While some believe that the brothers' abuse claims were a calculated ruse to escape punishment, others sympathize with their traumatic upbringing. The case continues to divide public opinion and serves as a haunting reminder of the complex intersections of wealth, power, and violence.